I'm Sherry Augustine Flake, your stress therapist. Right now, we've been working with a concept during the interim period where the behavior that you desire is not a habit yet. So you're having to trick your brain into thinking that it wants to do the behavior that you desire until it actually is a habit and it does want you to do it. So on the last video blog, I used running as an example, and exercise is a very good example. A lot of my clients would like exercise to become a habit. I work with it a lot. So one of the concepts that we do is this. Here it is, straight and simple, and then I'm going to illustrate it for you. You have to restrict the behavior that you're trying to encourage in order to breed motivation towards it. I know, that sounds very strange, because it seems like when we want the behavior to happen that we have to do it rather than restrict it, but you actually have to restrict it. Here's how it works. When my clients come in and say, I'd like to run 1 hour every single day, that's their goal, right? We never started the goal, so they want to run every hour, every single day, and even though they have the capacity to run, maybe they've run in the past or they've run races before, they haven't really been running regularly. So I'll tell them, let's start 3 days a week. I'll give them the days, say Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, or Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. I want you to run 11 minutes, and 11 minutes only. That's it, okay? The same thing happens every single time. It's like I can predict the future. Every single time the same thing happens. The client goes home. They start walking. And because motivation comes after action, not before, and I've taught you that before. Motivation comes after action and not before. What happens is they start walking, right? And you start feeling really good about it. And you start feeling pretty good, and you're walking along, and you see your neighbors, and you start having fantasies about being the one who's always walking and knowing all of your neighbors and everyone recognizing you and doing it every day. Why haven't you been doing this before? And how great this feels, and blah, blah, blah. And you look down, and it's been 11 minutes, and you're like, what does Sherry know? And you keep walking, and then you start running, and you're running for longer than 11 minutes, and you're going on and on and on, and after an hour, you go home, you feel great, right? Because motivation comes after action, and you've ran for an hour, but the next day, your brain says, that was way too much. We're not doing that again. So they'll come back to me a week later. Maybe they ran once, maybe they ran twice, but they usually don't stick to the plan. You have to restrict that behavior. You have to think of yourself now as like a Grateful Dead concert. Those guys never did more than one encore. They knew that all of their fans would come back to see another gig if they left them wanting more. So that's what you're going to do. You're going to leave yourself wanting a little bit more. Restrict the behavior that you want. As soon as you start to feel awesome about what you're doing, stop. You'll be amazed what the results are. The next day, you're dying to get back out there because you have that motivation. And you know, your brain loves to use time as an excuse. It's going to get in there and say things like, we don't have enough time. We don't have enough time. That took too much time, or my time's too valuable, or time is money, or whatever, to get you to not do it. 11 minutes, you can handle it. Try it. Let me know how it goes. You know I love your feedback. Have a lovely, lovely week. This is the Stress Therapist. Bye-bye.